Alright, so it is 1 week later. I've got brand new hoses, upper and lower. I've got a new radiator cap, a new thermostat. Going to go ahead and replace all that since I've got the radiator out, and a brand new radiator from Dodge, a genuine Mopar radiator. I looked at some of the alternatives online, and I was not going to put a piece of cheap Chinese junk in the truck. Just not going to do it. So the original one lasted 15 years, so if I get 15 years out of this one, that's fine. These radiators run about 350 bucks. So yeah, that's the only alternatives out there. If you want a Mitsubishi or whatever you call that, that radiator's like $700-800 bucks, and it has metal tanks. So anyway, let me show you on the truck what we're going to do. Okay, here's where we left off. In between last week and today, I rebuilt and resealed the vacuum pump. I did an entire video on how to remove your vacuum and power steering pump, how to reseal that. So I got everything back to where it was originally for the radiator job. So check out that video if you want to see. It's a very common problem. I went ahead and did it because it was easy. I had to remove a couple things, and it would have been harder to show you guys how to do it with the radiator in there. It's not necessary to remove the radiator to do that vacuum pump, but since I had it apart, might as well go ahead and do that and let you guys see. So this is part 2 of radiator replacement. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've already removed the new radiator. Of course, has the rubber stoppers brand new on it, so I'm going to be using the new ones, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to just drop the radiator and set it in here, and then we'll bolt it up here and right there. Alright, so to me, the hardest part of this entire job is what I'm getting ready to do now, which is put the lower radiator hose on. I don't like these spring clamps, but it's all I have right now. I don't have any clamps that are large enough. And, you know, some people do this differently than I do, but I'm going to get the hose down in here, and then I'm going to put it on the radiator side first, since it's a little easier to manage. It's always a good idea to go ahead and replace your hoses, especially if you're doing the radiator job. Alright, so I finally got this on. I'm going to tell you up front, the worst part of this entire job is getting this lower hose on. This lower hose is the worst part. If you can handle that, then you can handle anything on this truck. Alright, so I've got that on finally. Do yourself a favor, get you some worm clamps instead of these spring clamps. They're horrible. Anyway, so I temporarily had to put the clips here to keep this from going all over the place. With the Mopar radiator, you get brand new captive clips to go in the radiator, which I forgot to do, but I'm going to go ahead and take these loose and go ahead and install that, and then put our 4 bolts back in for our shroud. Alright, so I have all 4 bolts in. The shroud is secure. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the washer bottle that sits right here. What that's going to entail is hooking up the liquid line and then hooking up both of these electrical connectors and then sliding it into place right here. Alright, I've got the washer bottle in. Next I'm going to remove the old thermostat. This, by the way, is I believe it's a 180 degree thermostat. It's a little too cold for here in the winter. The truck took a long time warming up. This is the factory 190 degree thermostat. So I'm going to put that in like that. I've already taken the hose assembly off. This is probably one of the easiest thermostat changes you'll do on any vehicle, just because of the location. Attempt to remove this hose. I don't know how long this hose, I don't believe I've ever changed this hose, top one. Okay. Alright, there's our old hose. Alright, so I've cleaned this off and I'm going to go ahead and install this end. The only good thing about these spring clamps are they're fast to assemble on the assembly line and they have a constant tension to them. Okay. Next step is we will reinstall the crossover cable here. Alright, I went ahead and put the overflow bottle in and hooked the hose up. So we've got everything installed. The radiator's nice and tight. Next, fill the radiator. So I'm using a 50-50 mixture of the regular green Prestone, 50% distilled water, and 50% coolant. Alright, so once you get approximately 4 gallons back into the system, go ahead and fill the radiator all the way up. Make sure that the overflow bottle is about up to the full line, and go ahead and run the vehicle, get it up to operating temperatures, and let the vehicle sit, cool back down. The level in the overflow bottle is going to drop, and continue over the next couple of days to monitor the level here to make sure any air that's worked out is replaced by fresh coolant. Well, I've already ran it and absolutely no leaks. I'm very pleased. Just to recap, we've got a brand new Dodge or Mopar radiator, new radiator cap, new thermostat, new lower and upper hose. Everything is good. We are leak free, so I am happy. Well, guys, I hope that this job and this video has helped you, given you the confidence to be able to do the job yourself. I would estimate this job not including the parts, would probably be about $400 at your Dodge dealer. So why not just pay yourself? It's not a hard job. Pretty much anybody can do this with common hand tools. It does have a few steps involved, but that's all you got to do is follow this video. And I will see you guys on the next video.